in the words of Monty Python, to transition away from Barbie, now for something completely different.
Different.
Josh and I love us some A24. It's aside from maybe Blumhouse, A24, I'd safely say is probably our favorite production company making movies today. Movies like Hereditary, The Lighthouse, Uncut Gems. They make basically nothing but bangers that get a whole bunch of buzz from the Academy. I was under the impression that somebody already owned them, but apparently they're an independent studio. Not for much longer, as A24 apparently is in the market to sell, and they're asking that the opening price be about $2 billion. So I'm going to start it off with Josh on this one because I have a lot of thoughts. I want to first open it up with this, Josh. Do you think $2 billion is a fair asking price as it stands right now for A24?
Yes. No. Yeah. I have no, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Like, if you buy that suit, I'm just from a streaming perspective alone. Think of what would happen if, like, I don't know, HBO Max had all the A24 movies in its own section. Like, that would be awesome to me, at least. I mean, I'm a big A24 fan, so maybe it's just me. But, like, just that would be so cool because their movies typically are a little hard to find sometimes.
Yes, they're not really on streaming.
No, they're not.
Or scattered
which they really
on streaming.
Should. Like the Vivitch, Hereditary, and like not even just their. Yes, I said it because it's right there, and I love.
That's the only way to pronounce the Vivitch.
The Vivitch, yeah, because that's not two W's. That's not a W. That's two V's. But yeah, like absolutely, that's the fact that they whatever creative pipeline they have over there is working, in my opinion. Like they write their scripts well, they keep everything under wraps very well. There's very few A24 movies I have an actual legitimate problem with. But there's almost there's a small part of me that's like, so don't sell it. Don't let another big corporation get involved in this independent process, because how often have you and I been like, man, we want more original movies, and A24 comes in and is like, hey, I've got all this stuff.
The
and
Green Knight.
Like, hey, I got all this stuff. Yeah, like
The Green Knight this month.
Yes. Dude, it is marked on my calendar, and I'm so ready for it. I'm so ready for it. It might be my first review movie. If I that's literally just pulled that out of my butt right now. I'm just so excited for Green Knight. But yeah, no, I guess to me, if a company is looking for a potential sale, to me that says they're like not doing well. But you know what I mean? Like I guess
because that no matter what, sale is big money, and A24 has never been a big high volume in terms of money company. Like The Lighthouse doesn't make a ton of money. The Vivitch didn't make a ton of money. They make quality, but they don't make the biggest of blockbusters, and I think that's kind of what lets their directors have so much creative freedom. I don't see it as necessarily a bad thing. I think they're just reading the market right now, that studios are in acquisition mode, which there's a big one that I have circled, underlined, bolded in terms of who I think is buying A24, and I would not be surprised if by the end of the year it happens, if this is true that they were looking to sell. But I'm curious to see if Josh and I are on the same brainwave here. If someone was to buy A24, who would you probably peg first as this is who it's going to be?
And it's if it's not Warner Brothers, I'd say Universal.
Ding, ding, ding. That's exactly who I would say, because I don't think it's Warner Brothers, because they're in the middle of that Discovery merger. I don't think Warner Brothers themselves is in a place to buy someone else when they're themselves being bought out. Here's why I think it's Universal. There's a lot more reasons than you would think. Universal just missed out on acquiring somebody recently with Warner Brothers. They were in the running before Discovery swooped in, which is still weird to me that Discovery yoinked away Warner Brothers from Universal, of all people. backed by Comcast, I still think Universal is looking to acquire somebody. And A24 would fit that niche perfectly. They can fill out their horror section on Peacock. But also, you know who else Universal works with quite a bit? Some company called Blumhouse. If you have Blumhouse and A24 under the same banner, and you are insistent that if you want your own MCU and you want the Universal monsters to work, I think I just got Josh a little too excited there.
Actually, no, I didn't even consider that. That would be.
What can I say except you're welcome?
You're welcome. Also, if A24 is over at Universal, they get to do Halloween Horror Nights off of A24 movies.
Oh, sweet Jesus of a Vitch House.
A Hereditary house or a Midsummer.
The Lighthouse.
The
Lighthouse. A black and white lighthouse house.
It would be so good. Okay, but yes. Anyway, that's a conversation about parks. But yeah, I agree. If there's ever in this acquisition mode that companies seem to be in right now, Universal I think is posed to benefit the most from it.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see them being like they do with Blumhouse. They'll distribute the movies, but by and large, Universal stays out of Blumhouse's business. They just show too much in Blumhouse's trailers. I don't know if that's a Universal problem or a Blumhouse problem, but yeah, I see Universal being it because there's not a chance in hell that Disney buys A24. A24 does not make movies that Disney is interested in. Plus, Disney already has a company to make adult movies with Fox Searchlight. Like, they already have their, like they had with Touchstone before. They already have a distribution for that. Universal doesn't make necessarily, like, specifically for adult movies or specifically for a kid. Like, this studio makes only adult movies like A24 does. A24... oh gosh, a fairy tale for kids from A24, directed by like Tim Burton or somebody.
No, if A24 and Blumhouse combined on a Grimm's fairy tale, like actual legit Grimm's fairy tale.
Oh my!
Say less, boy. Say less. Oh, I'd be so down.
That's a scary possibility. Like, one, that's legitimately a scary possibility, but two, that's a scary freaking Power Rangers by our powers combined. That's something else. That's
that's pretty sure that's
Captain Planet. I think that's Captain Planet. I'm getting my multicultural heroes mixed up.
Lots of weird cameos.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
no, it's great, man. And that's what I think is, and maybe this is just us nerds, but
it always is.
I think A20, it always is. It's Universal's probably the best bet. I feel like Universal stays out of their company's ways with Blumhouse. I think if Warner Brothers bought them, they'd just get in the way.